journey into the authentic Arabia. Picture a landscape where towering, sun-baked dunes suddenly give way to emerald valleys, and ancient fortresses stand guard over untouched, crystal-clear coastlines. If your image of the Arabian Peninsula is strictly limited to towering glass skyscrapers or endless, empty wastelands, prepare to have your perspective completely rewritten. Welcome to Oman. This country is tucked away along the edge of the Indian Ocean and feels like a well-kept secret. It is a place that isn't affected by the fast pace of modern life and offers a warm welcome that is deeply rooted. Let's explore a land where every step forward is also a journey deep into history. Muscat, the capital of the soul. In a part of the world where cities seem to touch the sky with constant new buildings, Muscat stays firmly and proudly rooted in its history. This coastal capital has been an important maritime crossroads for centuries, connecting traders from Africa, India, and other places. It is surrounded by rough, sun-bleached mountains. Rather than erasing its past, Muscat has absorbed it. The crown jewel of this balanced modernization is the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque. It is an architectural masterpiece made of huge blocks of Indian sandstone and fine marble. When you walk in, you see an 8-ton crystal chandelier and a carefully hand-woven Persian carpet that covers the whole prayer hall. Whether you are deeply religious or simply an admirer of art, the sheer scale and profound silence of this space command absolute respect. Muscat doesn't need to shout to be heard. Its beauty lies in its quiet confidence and reverence for history. Bimmah Sinkhole, the star that fell to Earth. Driving along the dramatic coastal highway, the Earth suddenly opens up to reveal a perfect, surreal crater. Local folklore claims this is the well of the falling star, a massive hole punched into the ground by a meteorite. Geology tells a different, but just as interesting story. When the limestone bedrock fell in, it made this cave. It is now an underground aquifer where fresh spring water meets the salty sea. The end result is a stunning pool of bright turquoise. When you swim in these waters, it feels like you're floating in a portal between myth and reality, with sheer rock walls all around you and a deep, peaceful silence. The desert's hidden oasis, Wadi Shab. In a place where the heat is strong and the rocks are dry, Wadi Shab is like a real-life mirage. This deep winding canyon is hidden behind coastal towns and can only be reached by walking through dusty trails and rocky paths. But the reward is like no other. The dry landscape changes as you hike deeper. The gorge is filled with cool breezes, and the dry ground is replaced by waterfalls, terraced gardens, and bright emerald pools. The trip ends in a small cave full of water. You swim through a dark hallway and find a secret waterfall that makes the walls of the cave echo. It is completely hidden by the earth, making it a safe place that makes you feel very alone and amazed. Nizwa Fort, the stronghold of scholars. Nizwa, the old capital, is where we go inland. Its huge fort from the 17th century is the most important thing there. This is not just a military building. It is also the historical center of Omani intelligence and power. Its huge round tower is a marvel of ancient engineering that was built to withstand fierce attacks. It has a lot of hidden traps and ways to defend yourself. People also thought Nizwa was a good place to learn. People who studied philosophy argued under palm trees, and merchants sold strange things in markets with bright colors. Today, the smell of burning frankincense still fills the air as you walk through its thick, mud brick corridors. This connects a violent past with a deeply spiritual legacy. The Wahiba Sands, a sea of amber. As you go east, the Rocky Mountains turn into what looks like an endless ocean of golden dunes. These are the Wahiba Sands. The wind is always shaping the landscape here, which covers thousands of square kilometers. The visual drama of this desert changes with the clock, glowing soft yellow at dawn, burning a rich orange at dusk, and turning silver under the brilliant night sky. This harsh environment is the domain of the dromedary camel. These animals are built to last forever. They can find their way through shifting sands without a compass and can survive extreme heat and days without water. Their wide, padded feet and long, protective eyelashes allow them to march silently through the dunes, embodying the pure, unyielding persistence of desert life. Jebel Shams and Wadi Naka, the Grand Canyon of Arabia. Leaving the sand behind, the roads twist sharply upward into the Al-Hajar Mountains, revealing Wadi Naka, often referred to as the Grand Canyon of Arabia. The earth here splits open, dropping over 1,000 meters into a breathtaking abyss. Looking down from the edges of Jebel Shams, Oman's highest peak, you can see the raw geological history of the planet. carved into the canyon walls. Abandoned stone villages cling perilously to the cliffs, remnants of a time when communities thrived in total isolation. The air at the top is freezing, which is very different from the desert below. These high-altitude rocks hide seashells that have turned to stone. This is a humbling reminder that this tall peak was once the floor of an ancient ocean. Al-Khaluf, where the sea and the desert meet. The landscape changes completely as you go further south. The sugar dunes of Al-Khali run along the coast, but the sand isn't golden. It is a bright, blinding white. These clean dunes look just like rolling hills of snow. They are made up of crushed shells and old coral. The pure white sand drops straight into the crashing blue waves of the Arabian Sea, making a striking and almost confusing visual contrast. There are no towns or roads here, just the wind, the gulls, and the beautiful clash of the dry desert and the open ocean. The miracle of the monsoon in Salalah. The region of Dhofar and its capital, Salalah, are more than 1,000 kilometers to the deep south. This area goes through a miraculous change called the Kharif during the summer, when the rest of the peninsula is baking in the hot sun. The Indian Ocean's monsoon winds bring cool, thick fog and steady rain to the area. The dry desert vanishes, replaced by lush, rolling green hills that look more like the Scottish Highlands than the Middle East. At Wadi Darbat, natural springs overflow, creating massive, multi-tiered waterfalls that crash into vibrant, tree-lined lakes. It is nature's ultimate plot twist. Darbat Waterfall, nature's ultimate plot. Twist. At the heart of this lush transformation lies Wadi Darbat. Here, the seasonal rains cause natural springs to overflow, giving birth to spectacular, multi-tiered waterfalls. The water crashes powerfully down the limestone cliffs and flows into vibrant tree-lined lakes below. Standing before the majestic Darbat Waterfall, feeling the cool mist on your face, it is hard to believe you are still in the Arabian Peninsula. It is nature's ultimate plot twist. The Daymaniyat Islands, an untouched blue frontier. Leaving the capital and venturing just a short distance into the sea brings you to the Daymaniyat Islands. It is an archipelago that rivals the world's most famous tropical destinations, yet remains blissfully free of massive crowds. Here, the ocean reveals a vibrant, living maze of coral reefs beneath water so clear it looks like liquid glass. But this is more than just a beautiful beach. It is a highly protected sanctuary for one of the ocean's most ancient mariners, the green sea turtle. Every year, these massive creatures return to the exact shores of their birth to lay their eggs beneath the soft, powdery sand. Weeks later, guided only by pure instinct, hundreds of tiny hatchlings make a perilous dash toward the waves. Gliding effortlessly through the water, these turtles remind us that this pristine marine reserve operates on a timeline millions of years older than our own. Jabal Al Kabir, the island getaway. Among the Daymaniyat Reserve's 9 islands, Jebel Al Kabir stands out, with its rugged, reddish-brown rocks striking against vibrant turquoise waters. Despite its name meaning the Great Mountain, this is a pure ocean paradise. It is one of the rare spots in this protected reserve where overnight camping is allowed. You can pitch a tent under a blanket of stars, completely disconnected from the world, and wake up to explore colorful coral reefs and swim with playful dolphins. Al-Khali, the empty quarter. Venturing deeper into the interior brings us to the edge of the Al-Khali, famously known as the empty quarter. This is the largest continuous sand desert on Earth, a vast, intimidating ocean of towering dunes that stretches endlessly across borders. It's a place of absolute extremes, where the silence is deafening and the shifting sands hide ancient mysteries. Standing amidst these colossal, wind-sculpted peaks, which can rise hundreds of meters high, you are met with the raw, untamed, and humbling power of the true Arabian desert. The green mountain is Jebel Akhdar. Finally, we reach Jebel Akhdar, a high-altitude sanctuary famous for its surprisingly cool weather and amazing fertility. For hundreds of years, people have carved detailed stone terraces into the steep mountainsides and watered them with old, gravity-fed canal systems. These high terraces turn pink in the spring, when thousands of damask roses bloom. These flowers are picked by hand at dawn and turned into valuable rosewater. which is an important part of Omani culture and hospitality. Walking through these cool, quiet mountain villages, you feel completely disconnected from the desert plains far below. A land of endless discovery. From the depths of emerald canyons to the freezing peaks of ancient mountains, from the purest white sands to valleys transformed by monsoon rains, Oman is a masterclass in contrast. It is a country that doesn't need to manufacture wonders. The earth itself provides them. If this trip to Arabia's hidden gems has inspired you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let us know what you think in the comments below. With your help, we can keep bringing these amazing stories to life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next trip.